Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. My name is Dave Juskow, and I'm here with Mike Suarez and our guest today, Alon Altman. You know, normally I start the show just by myself, but there would be no reason to not start with Alon, who has hosted this show in the past. So he is just a friend of the show and more than that. So hello, Alon. Welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Mike. I feel like I'm the Jay Leno to your Johnny Carson.
Yes. Look, Marcy's so happy you're here. And Marcy, I don't mind telling you, Alon has the shittiest cable provider, so he will keep freezing all evening.
No, look at me move. No freeze.
Well, you just froze before. That's why I mentioned it. So anyway, yes, look how Marcy is very excited to see you. Who wouldn't be? You're adorable. Alon just came back from Italy. We're going to be talking about that in a second. Let me just say, this is the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. We are here to provide you with Comedy Cellar comedians like Alon Altman and tell you that the Comedy Cellar is open every day of the week. I mean, we're talking Thanksgiving, Christmas. They used to be closed on Thanksgiving and Christmas. They're not anymore. Anonymous says, hi, Marcy and Dave and Alon, and happy Simchas Torah. Yeah. Oh, crap. I forgot the Yanks are playing 5-1 already. Crap. I want them to lose so badly. I can't even stand. In fact, last night,
this is good.
Last night I didn't go out because I was afraid, all the sports bars were going to have the Yankees game on, and I was just going to get annoyed. So I went home, and then, of course, the game was canceled. So whatever. That's all right. They'll lose to the Astros. Everything will be fine. But it was fun, actually, watching yesterday. I was listening to the radio. Hi, Aunt Judy. I'll see you tomorrow, actually. I was listening to the radio, and the two guys that were on had nothing to do for 3 hours. So I couldn't get enough of just listening to them. I was watching the football game on mute and just listening to them, and they had nothing. They just didn't even have anything else. They were just like, so is there any update to when the game might start? Or
yeah.
I mean, it's really, they're like, well, we've now heard maybe 9 o'clock, but we know that it takes 45 minutes to get the tarp off. So, I mean, it's like
a 3-hour podcast. They ran out of stuff. It's like if we're doing a bad Billy Joel song on Billy Joel A to Z, and we had to go for 2 extra hours. It would be impossible.
No, it wouldn't. That's the thing. That's why I'm like, these guys are professional radio hosts. I don't understand why they had nothing to talk about. Talk about The Godfather. Who gives a shit, I went up to that game last night, got drunk with my friends, and came home. I couldn't go today because I had to work. And that sucks, Anonymous. That sucks. I felt bad for everybody who was. Thank you, Dave. Good episode and bonus show today. Right, my Just Got in the City came out today. Thank you. Right, that's when I was describing what I did last Saturday, which was unbelievable. Hung out with these billionaires, Alon. It was really fun. So anyway, I just wanted to also say, just before we forget, that the Comedy Cellar today, if you were to come down to the West Village and the Comedy Cellar, just don't forget our Las Vegas one, you'd get to see Marina Franklin, our friend, very close friend of the show, and Ronnie Chang, who's fantastic and great. And I was just talking about him Sunday with my 19-year-old friend because I was asking if she saw Crazy Rich Asians, which he is brilliant in. Brilliant.
Well, where else you could see Ronnie Chang is this Friday at 9:30 at the Comedy Cellar on the show that I am hosting.
That's terrific. You're hosting on Friday at 9:30.
That's right. Nice lineup. Rachel's on it also.
Oh, she is. That's fantastic. Oh, that's right. I have a doctor's appointment Friday. That's what I was looking forward to. It's my first.
That's right. That's my excuse for not going to hang out.
Oh, no, I wouldn't go hang out anyway. But I just was thinking, I knew I got something going on Friday. It's my first doctor's appointment and a real doctor in 5 years. Remember, I had to pay my doctor $3,000 a year to go see him. It's this concierge service. I mean, I love this guy, right? Hi, Catalina. Hi, Cammie. It's this concierge service. You got to pay him all this money. And you go see him, and it's like, well, what do you get for that? Like, I call you right back. So I called his office today because I was going to reschedule the appointment. Haven't heard from anybody. I don't know what the difference is in calling your regular doctor. But anyway, I'm excited you got another spot because I know you were away for a while, and I wasn't sure if you were worried.
Yeah, you don't want to get forgotten. That's for sure. I was
Mhm.
away for about 3 weeks.
Yeah, what'd you do for Simchas Torah today?
I didn't do anything. I forgot that was today. Although I know you sent me that video of people dancing, which you'll probably end up playing on this. I don't want to.
Actually, I got it. Mike, can you roll number 6? This is right outside my window last night. It's the most annoying thing.
Okay.
It's you don't want to pick on your own kind, but when you're just sitting at home and you're just trying to relax and trying to watch TV, and I mean, I just you hear it outside and it's just going crazy, and I should have, and that's when I knew. I forgot it was Simchas Torah, and that's how I was reminded. I was wondering why alternate side of the street parking was suspended yesterday, and now I know why. And it was just, they do this all the time. They do it after Yom Kippur, after the fast, and it's really it's funny, but yeah, it's not a temple across the street, but they bought like a townhouse.
Is it a Chabad house?
Maybe it is. It must. I kind of want to go in. Like I want to go in. Like
They would love that. They want to bring in Jews like you who don't practice and try to get you to be excited again. And they'll be dancing in the street next year.
They have I want to see how far back it goes. I can see their kids on the rooftop outside, and sometimes I wave to them. They can see me, but
candy.
But that, yeah, of course, you're right. My neighborhood looks happening. It's like it is happening, but people are just really annoyed. But it's amazing. They just get permits to hang out on the street. It's fascinating how much money they have. Yeah, the grumpy guy in 96B. That's me. Will you guys shut up? Shalom. Hello, Jerry.
Perfect. You have that ready to go, Mike, at all times.
That's Catalina's favorite. Yes.
I have that one and this one.
Oh, I hate that one.
What the hell?
Oh, God, he knows I hate that one. Who is Soraside? Swaraside. Oh, is that you?
That's my Twitch name. I don't know why.
I just realized that was oh, wait a minute. That could be that's you.
We're on Twitch also now.
Sweet.
We are?
We're worldwide.
Oh, that's terrific. I don't know. Maybe I should sign up for that.
Yeah.
Is that good?
I just wanted to put it to more places. So.
No, that sounds good to me. As long as we're oh, by the way, I was talking about the Yankees, I don't know, and this is why they're down 5-1.
They're up 5-1.
Up 5-1. Well, I meant the Guardians. They're down because they had a complete it's really not fair. They had a complete disaster yesterday with their hotel stay. They left the hotel. They left the hotel with their bags, thinking like, well, whatever happens, we're either going home or we're going to Houston. And then when it was rained out, they had to check back into the hotel, but it was overbooked. And they all had to split up and then basically stay in Yonkers. And quite frankly, if I had to do that, I'd be down 5-1 in the bottom of the sixth as well. Thank you, Anonymous, for keeping us posted. Looks like the Yankees are going to move on. And like I said, hopefully lose to Houston. That's the key. Of course, they have to play tomorrow. They're going to. Well, sometimes when a team has to do that, I would bet on the Yankees tomorrow. And then we'll see what happens the rest. Sometimes after, when you think they're going to lose because they were like every day and they had to play this extra day and all this kind of stuff. Sometimes you think they're going to, but they always end up, putting it together. It's weird.
Yeah, that adrenaline carries them through game one, and then the pitching rotation getting tired catches up to you.
Meanwhile, my Jets are kicking ass. It's unbelievable.
Almost as good as my Giants.
Yes. No, it's just as good as your Giants. It's amazing. Well, we had hope for the Giants. Nobody had hope for the Jets. And to beat Green Bay in Lambeau Field, boy, that's a real feat. It's one thing to, the Giants beat the Packers in London, when you're in another location. I'm not taking any away from the Giants. They've been playing really well, and beating the Ravens is a good deal. But seriously, beating the Packers in Lambeau Field, that's a big deal. Oh, Anonymous, that's so nice. Asking how Uncle Bob is doing. I believe, Anonymous, they both tested negative. She's been keeping track of me. But I mean, if you haven't tested negative after it's been 3 weeks, I think you should go to a different doctor. Let's look at some of these pictures I had today, because how, Alana, I'm the last person to get a newspaper, and a lot of people ask me, why do you still get it? Why the New York Post? And the reasons are always for, the hot girls that they always have in the paper. And so let's just see number one. This is the girl that was causing all the controversy a couple of weeks ago. This beautiful girl is playing the Little Mermaid in the live action, and people were in an uproar because she was black. But what they didn't seem to realize is she's really hot, and that should be all that counts. I've said this before. Racism is only when you're unattractive. There's nobody's I don't think anybody is racist against Rihanna or Beyonce. When you're pretty, nobody cares whether you're black or whatever you are. I mean, it's beautiful. Anonymous wore that to work today. I wish. Well, I mean,
she's not a mermaid. I can see her legs. This whole thing's a sham,
right?
Well, later in the movie, she has legs.
So then I'm reading. This is on Monday. The next one, number 2. This is that's Vanessa Hudgens, who's always so gorgeous. But I mean, this is why I get the paper. And the number 3 is even better. I mean, if you show that, look, oh my goodness. And this is the new Halloween costume that's taking everything by storm, the sexy fairy.
I thought it was sexy Stevie Nicks.
The what?
I thought it was sexy Stevie Nicks.
Oh, sexy Stevie Nicks. Why'd you think that?
It's never mind. You don't know Stevie Nicks?
No, of course I know Stevie Nicks.
It's a slutty version of what she would wear.
Stevie Nicks wears those long, they're never sexy. They're witch
outfits.
That's why
They wear
sexy
Halloween
version.
costumes either. So.
But this is sexy. It's I hope the girls that wear they're gonna pull. But they're saying it's just now this isn't a costume. It's just lingerie. She just
with wings.
There. Yeah, with wings. But boy, is she sexy. But first when I first saw the thing, I didn't see the girl. I said, "Oh, hot wings." There's a hot girl that likes wings. So of course that actually drew my attention more than the girl. And speaking of, I love Stevie Nicks too, Anonymous. I actually just bought my friend. If you listen to the podcast, you probably heard I bought her this book about Stevie. I found out my friend's daughter, who's 14, loves Stevie Nicks, and so they went to see her in concert. And I bought her I meant to send you that thing, Alana. I sent Marcy. I have a Billy Joel magazine I bought for you. I gave it to. I bought one for you, Marcy, me, and Gary.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and one of those picture magazines that they put out every once in a while, and they had one of Stevie Nicks, so I sent it over. But in keeping with hot girls, this is hilarious. This was in the news today. Number 4, Mike. Does anybody know who this person is?
That's Meghan Markle.
That's correct. That's Meghan Markle on Deal or No Deal.
No Deal.
Right. So she is complaining today that she had to leave the show because she was being treated like a bimbo. And now look at number 5. Yeah, I mean, I've been picking on Meghan Markle because I really think she's awful. And but I was kidding kind of, but now I'm not. She really does seem like a bitch. Yeah, she was treated like a bimbo because that was her job as an acting job as a model on Deal or No Deal. You know what I'm saying? It is rude to say to people like me who have a regular job, or Alon, or anybody that works normally, where we have to have a job so we can get other jobs to keep alive, to just say, oh, they were treating me like a bimbo. I mean, that's on you, man. You got that job because you're pretty and you went in and the bimbo. What were you thinking you were supposed to do? It's like, well, you never seen The Price is Right and the showgirls on that show? I mean, that's your job, man. And you're like, that's why you left. You left because you suck. And that really pissed me off. I mean, she's gorgeous. And, you know, I mean, you took the job because you needed money. We all
And it
know
worked.
it's a bimbo job. You can't complain about that.
Yeah, it's like if you're a clown and then you're like, they treated me like a clown at that circus.
Yeah, you're right. And it's like you go in, like if you went in at that job, they're like, what it's gonna be is it's Howie Mandel, and we want like 16 women in business suits who are really smart, who are gonna, you know, I mean, I don't think it was told to anybody like that. It was just like, no, we need hot girls carrying the briefcases. That's how the show was made.
Whenever you open the briefcase, you also get to give your views on politics. That's the rule.
Exactly. That's what she was misled. I mean, come on.
And it worked out perfectly for her, right? I mean, what could be better? She had to leave because they treated her like a bimbo. Then she became an actress. Then she married a prince.
Exactly. Yeah. And really, it's just, I mean, I think that's a very rude thing to say. And Anonymous, I know you're saying the views of Dangerous do not represent the views of the chat, but I don't see how you could deny that view. You signed up to do a modeling job. I'm not sure what you were expecting. Were you expecting Howie Mandel to just single you out and be like, let's talk to Megan today, see what she's up to? How's your career going? You're an actor. You're doing a job. You know, you think I was happy taking my towel off and crashing? Sometimes you got to do it. I would always say, like, well, I'll get naked if it's classy. If it's done with class. Hello, Elizabeth. How are you? Halloween is for children. No, that's from Superman 1. Peter Pan flew with children. What's her name? Lois. Peter Pan flew with children, Lois. I remember that line because Christopher Reeve is the shit, and everybody knows it.
R.I.P.
The bad part about it, what? I can never tell whether you're talking because you keep freezing.
I did not.
You did. It's driving me
All
crazy.
right.
See, he's frozen right now. Mike, you're seeing this, right? I'm not crazy. You're not
chat.
crazy.
Let me know if I'm frozen, chat.
No, you freeze every once in a while. It's all right. I mean, I guess we can always hear you, so I guess that's the king. Of course, you know this is a video show. Maybe he doesn't realize, Mike. Maybe he thinks he's on a podcast. Maybe he's like Meghan Markle, and he thought, like, oh, I just thought this was an audio.
You're using me for my appearance? I thought this was just for my voice. How dare you?
We only have you on because you're attractive and you have nice eyes. Ooh.
Yeah, but what if I wanted to wear a mask on my face right now? You're saying you wouldn't let me? My intellect doesn't matter to you?
No, I would not, because you look like that 49ers quarterback.
Go Garoppolo.
He is attractive. Well, I'll tell you this. So yeah, this is Alon, and he does keep freezing up, but that's all right. Alon and his wife and his wife's family went to Italy that's where he's been for the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, basically. It was like a 12-day trip.
A 12-day trip. And I said, why don't you come on the show and let's take a look at some of your pictures instead of just looking at random news slides. Like, let's take a look at some of your. So Alon sends me just like, pictures he took of like museum pictures. And I'm like, dude, I want pictures of you and your family. How could you not know
you
that?
said to put those you said we would do these pictures because I had my Instagram story. I had funny comments on all these stupid museum things.
I didn't say anything. I said, can you send me pictures? I just assume people. It's like, this is what happened. My friend Chris Murphy, went to Ireland, and he's just sending me pictures of food, which I like, but you got to round it out with pictures of people and yourself in it. And it was driving me crazy, and it was just, it's really annoying. And I don't know why you would, the pictures of me you sent were cool, but you got to mix it up. We also want people. I want to see your family.
Well, I did. I eventually did, so it's okay.
I know.
I sent you more pictures.
Up. Aunt Judy is saying, tomorrow my mother's being honored. Oh, so that's why you're seeing me. Yes, my mother is being honored for her big work in Hadassah. So we all have to go out to Jersey tomorrow. She's already buying a new suit and shoes. She's really doing it. Aunt Judy, Dave never says nice things about Rhoda. What's she being honored for? Oh, yeah. Her work with Hadassah. This better.
All her years dealing with Dave.
That should be, and that's what Aunt Judy will be honored for. She just called me and said, David, I want you, there's not going to be any dinner served. It's just dessert. So feel free to, eat your usual lunch. And I'm like, I wasn't going to do any differently. I wasn't planning on your honor thing to be where I was going to eat my dinner. I was a bunch of, I didn't think that for a second that it was going to, be a dinner, a full dinner. But it was funny when my mom called. Meanwhile, I went, if you listen to Just Got in the City, I told you there's 4 new coffee places around my neighborhood, 4 new little ones, not, Dunkin' Donuts alone. So I just went right across the street to this new one. It's called 787 Coffee. Apparently, they're a Puerto Rican-based coffee place.
What's the verdict?
It's delicious, but expensive. It was like $6. That's a little pricey. But
I think we met someone who works there, Dave.
Oh my God, we did. That's where I heard that before with Jeff that time, right?
Yeah.
And then didn't you run into her?
No, there was 2 of them. They worked at different coffee shops. Right. And this one who worked at this one, she was on an Upper East Side location, but maybe she works at your location.
No, she doesn't. It's a black guy who I don't. Oh, right. You don't have to be Puerto Rican to work there. That's why I got confused. And some other guy who was like not talking. It was really kind of annoying. But they were really nice. They took an Instagram photo of me. Like, I guess they want to promote those places. I'm like, sure. Hey, I'll tell you why I don't make my own coffee, Marcia. I was making my own. What'd you say?
I just posted a photo of you. Do not serve this man.
I never thought about that. Maybe that's what the photo was for. I don't make my own coffee, Marcy, because I was making my own coffee. And I think I've told you on the podcast before, the point of going out for coffee is the act of leaving the apartment and interacting with people. Because if I didn't go out for a coffee, I might come home on Wednesday nights and not leave my apartment until Monday. And so that is the let's see what Aunt Judy has to say. Not Marcia, Marcy. Work with Hadassah. She is a very nice person. Don't listen. She doesn't know what she's talking about. Rhoda and Bob's sister-in-law are friends, and they introduced Bob and myself 49 years ago. Well, that's true. Well, that is, has been good in a way. I mean, not that we don't like Uncle Bob at all. I mean, he's a delight, but we liked single Aunt Judy. She was super fun. And I got to say, when she got married, my Rhoda said, now, look, Aunt Judy's not going to have a lot of time to hang out with you. She's going to change as a person. And, you're just going to have to deal with that. So think about that. She said that, Aunt Judy. Imagine that. This is what she's telling us. Oh, that's right. I'm going to Princeton tomorrow. My parents' favorite coffee is Grumpy Monkey at Small World Coffee. Oh, everybody knows I'm going to Princeton tomorrow.
It's a big deal. Why are you going to Princeton?
That's where the train goes, so I can Uber to where my mother's being honored, which is near Princeton. So, that's funny. I'm teaching there. Hello.
They moved you to a better college already.
Yeah. Oh, Alana. So my hours. I got my hours and my days now. It's Thursdays 5:30 to 7:10. It's happening. It's really messed up.
I can't. Just enough time to play one full movie.
Exactly. Well, that's when I'm hungover. I just play the movie. All right, let's take a look at Alon's photos he sent us. Right, we got a present. I'm sharing my screen, Mike. I think, yeah.
I have no idea what order these are in, so
that's right.
We'll see what happens. This
you
is
can
our
see
crew.
them, right?
I can see, yeah.
Mike, you can see them. Everybody can see them. So, yes, these are Alon's photos from Italy. I like saying it like that because that's the way the guy said it in stripes. Welcome to Italy. So we know the middle one's your wife. Who are these other folks? Is that your father-in-law?
Yes, on the left is it's Sarah's mom, and it was her 70th birthday, and that's why we were doing this trip.
Wait. This is Sarah's mom, and she turned 70?
Yeah.
She looks fantastic. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'll tell her you said that.
I mean, I would not have guessed. I didn't know that was somebody's mom. I actually thought it was like her sister or something. She looks great. Good for her.
And that behind her is Howard. That's her partner. They've been together for about
wait. Behind her is her parents are divorced.
Yeah. Okay. And then on the right is Sarah's sister Abby, who you've met, and it was also her 30th birthday. She just turned 34 days ago.
I don't remember her looking like this.
When you met her, she had crutches because she had broken her foot.
Oh, okay. And this is her boyfriend?
That's her boyfriend, Ryan.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
I think he's a little too tall. We don't like tall people, but
Well, Howard's really tall. He's
right. They
skinny
both
down.
done this tall person thing to make me singled out. So it just makes me feel, whatever. And this is where we are here. This is where we are staying. We were at this villa in Tuscany, and this is
Wow.
This is our view. This is what we had. It was amazing.
No, there's nothing available in Tuscany.
You're telling me there's not. If I wanted to rent a place in Tuscany,
That's what I've heard.
apparently that's totally outdated. Seinfeld was wrong.
Well, boy, this looks fucking great.
It was awesome.
Oh yeah, look at this. Look how handsome Alana. He's like, look, baby, I'm gonna take care of you while we're here. There's not gonna be any.
I was like, I'm gonna stand on my toes so I look a little taller.
Yeah, no, look. So that's your like terrace that you like went out every morning.
Well, yeah, but this is different. We spent our first 5 nights in Tuscany and 4 nights in Lake Como. This is our Lake Como place.
Where's Como?
It's about 4.5 hours north of where we were in Tuscany. It's about an hour north of Milan.
How'd you even know to go there?
Lake Como is where George Clooney lives, and so that's how we knew.
Well, you know what's funny? Anonymous says, I've never been there. My parents were there for his best friend's 40th wedding anniversary. The camp I went to was Lake Como, which is odd since it was a Jewish camp.
And when you were there, they called it Lake Homo?
Yeah. What? Did you just say Lake Homo?
Yeah, you didn't catch that? Was I frozen?
No. That's so. I just realized, Mike. Yeah, he wasn't saying anything. He must have said Lake Homo because that's funny. God, I'm such an easy laugh. No, isn't that weird that a Jewish camp would call it Lake Como? That was like for the 4th and 5th graders, and then they had different camps. But isn't that weird to call Lake Como, which is Italy, for a Jewish camp?
Well, a lot of the Jewish camps are on like these Native American sounding lakes.
Maybe that's what it was. These are some of the pictures you sent me. Like, what is this?
Oh, so this is like some sculpture in Florence, which is a really cool city. This is a guy beating up a centaur, and I thought that was pretty cool because,
but he's beating up the back of him. He's like,
no, his head is pulled back, and he's about to smash him in the head. And then you can see here, like this guy's got a lot of those like pubes that go up to your belly button. He's got a serious case of that because centaurs don't have hands to shave.
Yeah, but see that's not cool because we all know centaurs are pretty cool if you watch Harry Potter. And they really take care of that horrible woman that was, what was her name, Mike? The one who was wearing the pink who tried to take over the Ministry of Magic.
I forgot her name.
She was awful. Forrest? And then the Senate, what is it called? The
Centaur.
Centaurs took her out and really did a number on her. It was really cool.
I like centaurs because of the that SNL sketch with Chris Parnell and Christopher Walken.
Oh, wait, there. Dolores Umbridge. That's it, Marcy. Thank you.
Yeah.
No.
Chris Parnell is a centaur who's a doctor trying to get a job at this hospital. And instead, at the job interview, Christopher Walken only asked him questions about centaurs. Like, so are you attracted to horses? If you saw like a really nice horse's ass but couldn't see their head, would you have sex with it? And like, it's like really, really funny. It's all inappropriate stuff.
An oblegion.
I mean, why are they so angry at in Italy all this?
They didn't have YouTube back then.
You can't make a sculpture like this today and say it's art. People would they would tear it down.
See, apparently if you cut off the head of a curly haired person, more curly hair comes out of their neck.
Oh man, that is some fucked up shit that they used to do back then. I mean, that came from the way it was back then.
Isn't that Medusa?
Thank God we didn't live back then. I mean, it's like we should be thankful of all the shit that's going on now. It couldn't be half as bad as where they just cut off your head and show it to you. That's really bad times to live.
Is that supposed to be Medusa?
Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. It's one of those myths for sure.
If it's Medusa, then that's. But I thought that was Greek, right? Because this is like the flat Mercury, right? Or
no.
It may be Apollo or one of those kind of guys. But it's like. In the Renaissance, which is a lot of this Florence art, they would do like mythological themes.
Marcy said that is Medusa's head. For that, well, that makes sense because this Medusa was a troublemaker.
Yeah, that's Perseus.
How is this not like the Flash or the FTD florist?
Well, it's Perseus.
Yeah, it's FTD for sure.
Perseus, nice. Look, Marcy knows all of her Greek mythology, but yet it's Italian. So, way to go, Marcy. Marcy's the best. Yeah.
So all of these paintings, they have these gross looking babies. Like this is a big theme in Renaissance art, is that they didn't know what babies actually looked like. Like this is not the head shouldn't be this small. That's like a grown-up's head. And he's holding a bird.
Yeah, why is
Well, they couldn't get a baby to stand still long enough, so they'd have a small man.
They would just use dwarves to pose for babies.
A week late, we're going there. We'll address the other head in a second. Oh yeah, JB. Yeah, what is the temperature in Hawaii? I'm curious too. That baby's head. Nobody's going to know this reference, but it looks like the son in the Dick Van Dyke Show, Richie. That's what it just. But or it looks. Oh, there. Now it looks creepy as hell. It's funny. The baby's head was creepy, whatever he's doing, but now it's like really creepy.
Now put Rhoda's face on the mom.
I didn't even think about that. God damn it.
And then bring this to her honoree thing tomorrow.
And
I made this for you, Mom.
Aunt Judy says, thank you. You didn't throw tomato juice at the painting like those jerks. Exactly. We were talking about that last week.
I would have done it if it had happened before my trip. I would have had the idea, but they were visionaries.
Yeah.
What's with the bird?
Well, that's that exactly. What's with the bird?
Yeah, this is some kind of like Christian stuff that I don't understand. It must be somewhere in the New Testament, some baby holding a bird.
Catalina, we have that coming up. So he's, getting fed. Is that
this is clearly a small man breastfeeding and pretending to be a baby.
But how long is that boob coming out of her side?
Right. So what we know about these Renaissance painters, they don't know what babies look like, and they don't know what naked females look like, because these were mostly gay men who were painting.
Is that true?
I think so. Michelangelo was gay.
He was?
Oh, yeah.
Take that back.
I'm telling you.
The weird part about this one is that one looks a little like Mike Bichetti.
He's going to sue you for that.
But you know what? The weird part is that painting looks perfect. It looks exactly like this is the way it was supposed to be painted.
It fits nicely.
And of course, I would have been so angry if Alon did not take this picture. Everyone must, as corny as it is, if you don't take this picture, you suck.
Right. You got to do it. Most people do the one where they're pushing it over. I'm doing the holding it up side. So I was trying to be a helpful guy.
I like it, but it doesn't look like it's leaning that far.
Yeah, they've reinforced it a little bit because a few years ago they didn't let you go up to the top because it was going to fall over, but now they've kind of fixed it and maybe that straightened it a bit. But when you're there, you could definitely tell there's a distinct angle, and it's really nice, actually.
Anonymous just said she was rooting for Mike Bichetti hard on Judge Jerry. Fuck you.
We all were.
Asshole.
Dave, do you remember in Superman 2 when he becomes bad Superman?
Oh, that's Superman 3, Alon.
Oh, okay. In Superman 3, when he becomes bad Superman and he straightens out the Leaning Tower, and there's the guy who makes the little models to sell, and he sees that and he starts smashing them because he's so mad. And then when Superman becomes good again, he puts it leaning again, and the guy had been making all these straight towers, and then he gets mad again, and he keeps cursing out Superman. And I saw a guy who just looked just like that guy and had all the little models. It was
really?
Yeah, it was the same thing.
Oh, that's really, really funny. But I do like that picture, and it does look photoshopped. It's like
I know, right?
We could totally question whether you were actually in Italy or not.
It was so weird how fake it looked, but I was there for real.
That's the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Who is this?
So Jesus just being like really like he's really showing off the hips in this one more than usual.
I mean, who poses like that when you're getting nailed to a cross? I mean, even in
trying to avoid the spear.
He what?
He's trying to avoid the spear.
Oh yeah, maybe it's one of those like cartoon things where you move your midsection back and forth.
Well, that's brilliant. That's really funny. Or he knew he was going to be like, let me make a pose because this is going to last a long time.
Yeah.
Here's, of course, everybody's favorite.
Yeah, went to see David. I realized he is not circumcised, so Michelangelo totally screwed that up.
Oh, is that right? Why is there also? This. Well, not gonna lie to you. This is me. This is David. This makes sense. Yeah, it's probably Yeah, I guess that's about right. Big balls, little head there, maybe some bush. Yeah, but and also this is exactly what I look like without my top on.
Right. Women like you for your muscular chest.
That's right.
They
My
overlook the rest.
they overlook the rest with my muscular chest. Yeah. Oh man, I can't stop looking at his penis. I just can't. I can't stop it.
You know, it'd be a funny character. It would be like a guy who sees this statue and says, "Why is his penis so big?"
Oh wait, that's not circumcised. It looks.
I'm pretty sure there's like foreskin. That's what an uncircumcised looks like. In the comments, let us know.
Wait, you're saying he depicted him as uncircumcised?
Yeah, I think this is what he just knew of penises.
But you're saying wait, who was Nobody was circumcised back then.
David was a Jewish king. He would have been circumcised. And this
is King David, the one that fought Goliath?
Yeah, this is him with his slingshot thing in his hand. He's about to sling it at Goliath.
I didn't even realize this because perfect. Because now we know to do that, to fight Goliath, he had big balls. That makes so much sense. That so much sometimes is better than a giant penis. And when I say that, I'm only saying that to compensate for anyway. And well, speaking of big penises, that's
on Jews.
Yeah. Apparently this guy had the penis to end all penises. So it's a little different than this Jewish guy. His was circumcised and huge. I mean, that is something else.
A true Renaissance man. That's not what non-circumcised looks like. Well, that's not what circumcised looks like either. Something's weird about it.
What is this?
This is someone enjoying breadsticks.
That's what I thought. And I'm like, when did they have breadsticks back then?
That painting's called When You're Here, Your Family.
What?
That painting's called When You're Here, Your Family.
Yeah. The original Olive Garden right here. And when you get those breadsticks, you got to play the walrus game, right? You got to do that.
You know, now it makes sense. You're talking about breadsticks in the Olive Garden. It just says Italy. Hey, did you get to go to the Olive Garden while you were there and check out what it's like in Italy?
Yeah, it's amazing. It has a different name. They just have different names for it, but every restaurant there is the Olive Garden.
This girl the other day said she was going to the Olive Tree for her birthday. Lives in Jersey. And I thought for sure, I read it wrong. I thought she said the Olive Garden. I'm like, oh my God, that would be a dream birthday for me. And then I realized she said the Olive Tree, which is the Comedy Cellar, which you guys should go to because it's really fun. And
better food than Olive Garden.
I disagree, but
I love the food there.
I prefer the Olive Garden, the never-ending pasta bowl. I mean, hello. Speaking of gay painters, I mean, what is happening here?
Oh, this is Abraham sacrificing Isaac. And what's weird is, like, I was there. This was Yom Kippur when I was here, right? That's like the story they tell on Yom Kippur, and they had a painting of it.
Yeah, that's a shitty fucking story. I've never liked that story. It made me not want to be Jewish. I'm like, just what? Look at this guy. He's just, who's he listening to?
Right. He hears a voice in his head to kill his son. And honestly, I think this guy would kill his son if his son was so good looking. He'd be like, fuck you.
Yeah, he's very angry.
He's very jealous.
Well, at least this one, they, gave him some dignity while he was dying. What I'm trying to figure out is, like, if the guy was there, painting that picture, why didn't he just stop it, Oh, Anonymous had a good question.
That pose.
Did you go to services in Italy? It's a good question.
Oh, yeah. Actually, one of the pictures here is of the synagogue I ended up going to. What happened was, yes, you could skip ahead and find it, or we'll get to it later.
Yeah, we'll get to it. You tell us in a second.
We'll tell the story when we get there. These are babies or angels who look like Ed Sheeran.
I mean, and why are they always naked and fondling their mother? What's going on?
I don't know, man. These things were a trip.
And of course, everybody's favorite part, you're welcome, Catalina.
Yeah, you don't know what dogs look like. They didn't see dogs back then.
I didn't even know they had dogs back then. I've never seen one like in a show. I mean, I know they had cats. We know they had cats in Egypt, but I've never seen dogs.
Yeah, that's more like a shaggy capybara or something.
Once in a while, there will be a painting that has like a lion or an elephant, and those you can really tell they just have heard about but never saw because they are way off. Oh man, this was at this really good bakery in Lake Como that had this eclair that was filled with like a ton of this chocolate stuff instead of like the usual like custardy stuff. Man, was this good. I was trying to bring them home, but then I was like, I think I got to refrigerate this, and it's going to be like 24 hours. That's not good.
A week late just said Ed Sheeran genitals seem accurate.
Yeah, screw
But
him.
this looks, I can look at this for hours. That looks so delicious. It's an eclair, you said, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at that chocolate. That's got to be delicious. If it's not delicious in Italy, then it's not going to be delicious anywhere. Was your sister-in-law? No, your sister. No, Sarah's sister.
Sarah's sister. It was her 30th birthday. I have a whole story about this night, so I don't know if you want to pull out of the slideshow for a couple minutes, or we'll get to it afterwards.
Oh, let's get to it after, okay?
Okay, but keep an eye on what that crazy dessert looks like.
That's what I was going to ask you about this. Oh, okay. So you'll tell us later.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't want to mention it while we're looking at the dessert, or it's okay.
I can. It's kind of a long story, so I don't know if it would be.
Oh, we'll wait. Let's go. Well, we're winding down. I mean, this is
when we first got there. We flew in. It was like an overnight flight. We get to Milan in the morning. You come out. We took the train from the airport because it's the easiest way to get into the city. And we were staying right near like the central train station. When you come out of the train station, like this is what you see, this gigantic cathedral. So it was really cool.
It's really
called
cool.
the Duomo.
In Cuomo.
Yeah.
The Duomo in Cuomo. We'll continue in a moment. Who's this kid?
So
what are you, Charlie Chaplin? And
our friends moved to Switzerland, which is not that far from Lake Como. It's like a 3-hour drive from where they are. And so they drove down and met us in this town called Bellagio on the lake. And this is their kid. He's like 3 years old. And he and I were just like we were just like admiring boats. And I didn't know they took this picture, but we were doing the exact same pose because we were just like, ooh, that's a black one. Look at that green one. Like we were just like boats.
Wow. I mean, it's so beautiful there.
It looks like we posed like that, but we just,
And this is the way I usually walk my fish. So this makes, there's another dog.
This fish is bigger than the dog.
I mean,
what's going on here? Who's walking fish?
I mean, where do you even get an idea to paint this?
I don't know. I mean, these people were nuts. They had no other entertainment. They had to just use their imagination.
This is like, I feel like this is like that Saturday Night Fever where John Travolta meets that girl and they go to coffee and he's talking about Romeo and Juliet. And he goes, I didn't like that she took the poison so soon after, like she didn't wait long enough to take the poison. And then that girl, thinks she's better than him. And she goes, well, that's the way they took the poison back then. And then you realize she's an idiot. And this, I feel like, well, that's the way they walked fish back then. Yeah. It just doesn't make a lick of fucking sense.
Obviously.
And this one, you're just like, you shut up.
Yeah. It reminds me of, that church in Spain that had that Jesus that needed renovations. And then some nun just decided to draw a horrible face on him. And it was the most hilarious thing ever. It's like this is like what that looked like.
This is like the painter was dating this girl and then they broke up and he's like, fuck her.
But look at the baby's face also. It looks terrible.
Everybody's angry in these photos. I don't understand. I'd like to go back in time and see. I bet you everybody was having a good time and they're just like, no, you got to be serious in a painting.
They all look like they're trying to avert their eyes from something horrible.
Yeah, that baby.
Yeah, I should have zoomed out to see what this is. This is at a big cathedral in the town of Siena, which is pretty cool. And I think we have a bunch of things.
Oh, that's why I thought it looked like because they're all like covering eyes, mouth, and he's like covering his ears. So I thought it was kind of like Tommy.
Deaf, dumb, and blind boy.
Yeah. I love that poster.
Cool.
Oh, and here's what Catalina was talking about. This is
two species being friends. There's a lion, right?
Yeah, a lion and a dog being friends. And of course, Catalina's favorite. Because,
I thought that lion was buying drugs from that dog.
Yeah, there's some kind of shady dealing going on here.
No, Mike, see, you got one line going this way, you got the dog going this way. It's like, and then you got this guy going like, what do you want me to do? This is the greatest painting of all time.
Oh, then Dave, remember I sent you that photo? I was in that restaurant one night and there were paintings that looked just like they were by this artist, whatever the hell this is.
Yeah, you did send me. That's why I knew. Yeah, I was like, this. No, this is an original Scorsese. So this is the synagogue.
This is the synagogue. I'd never been in a place like this. I was in Florence and I was like, I should try to find services. So I looked up like where the Chabad was. And then I went to this address. It was like 5 minutes from where we were. I told the family, I was like, I'll meet you guys at like 2:00. but I'm going to go for like an hour to services so I don't feel so guilty. And so I go to this Chabad, it's closed. Then I looked on their website and it said that they usually do services at this, which is like called the Grand Synagogue of Florence. And I went in and there was like 100 people there and they were having services in Italian and in Hebrew. And it was really crazy. I never had been like in America, our shuls are not very nice. They're like little small buildings. And this was like one of these giant cathedral churches. It was really pretty moving, actually.
Yeah, it looks unbelievable. And as you can see, they have the menorah up there in case it becomes Hanukkah really quickly.
You never know.
No, but it's great because you know what's good about it is that it's really big, but it's also really small. It doesn't hold that many people.
Yeah,
but
that's Jews in Italy.
What? Right.
There's not a lot of us there.
Yeah, there was you, and they were so happy to. Oh, here's another.
This was the best pasta I ever had. This was that same night. We were in Florence. I broke my fast at this place, and it doesn't look that great, but this was tagliatelle with fresh porcini mushrooms, and man, was it good. The picture doesn't do it justice. And after this, I had never had this dish before, but I had it 4 more times in Italy. And it was always good, but this was the best one, the first one.
It's one of those things, you're right. The picture doesn't do it justice, but I had a feeling. Isn't that interesting, when you're in Italy and you're like, I've had that before. It's not that big a deal, but for some reason they just make it all better in Italy or in France. Everybody tells you about the food and we can't understand until we're there, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's correct. Oh, here's another view from our place in Tuscany, just to see what we were looking out on every day. And that was our pool. We had our own pool. We had a hot tub. We had like all these different outdoor seating areas. It was a huge property.
You had your own pool or with where everybody was staying, that's their pool?
No, this whole house was ours. It was a huge house, deserted from everything else. We had to go up this mountain. It was really precarious to get there. But then you had all this property just for us, and not for that much money.
Did you drive or walk?
We had a minivan that we rented for the 6 of us, so we crammed into it.
Did you ever take a Vespa or anything around?
Nah.
Oh, those are my favorite things to do. So this is looking out your window. So it's different than looking out your window now when you see the FDR Drive.
It's slightly less developed.
Right. Okay. I have an idea. And who was just talking about mushrooms? Marcy. There you go. The guy loves mushrooms. He loves talking about mushrooms. He likes eating mushrooms. And he likes putting mushrooms on his head or pretending.
Yeah, this was this museum in Milan called the Prada Foundation. So it's like, but it had nothing to do with Prada, the brand, but they just like paid money to like have this like modern art museum with weird exhibits. And at this point, we were delirious from no sleep for like 30 something hours. So I was really feeling like I was on mushrooms.
Yeah. What did they put them on the ceiling to pretend?
They're all on the ceiling. So you could take like pretty funny pictures. Like if you turned your camera upside down, it could look like they were on the floor and you were on the floor.
Cool. Hey, wait, maybe I can do it.
Yeah, look at that. I'm floating somehow.
Oh, that is pretty cool. Huh. There's the missus.
This is in Florence. There's this cool bridge that has like these little shops built off the side of it, and they're just held up by these wooden planks. Like all those are little storefronts.
It looks like something right out of Hoboken. So
right, it's like a shanty town for hobos.
Some pretty good pictures. What were you going to tell us about the cake? Yeah, it does look like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So it was Abby's 30th birthday. So we were at Lake Como, and Sarah wanted to do like a special dinner for her. And Sarah has a friend who said, "Oh, I lived in Lake Como for a year, and I'm good friends with this guy who runs this restaurant called Al Valou, and it's really hard to get. But I'm going to get you guys a reservation there, and he's super nice, and he'll treat you really well." So we go to this place. It's like up on the top of a hill, has like an amazing view. And we get there, and the guy's like super friendly, and he's like, he's like, your table's not ready yet. While you wait, like, I'll get you guys a round of these peach mimosas. I make the peach from like peach trees on my property. So we're like, yeah, let's do that. So we get this round of drinks. We're having a great time. We're taking pictures of the scenery and stuff. Then we sit down to eat, and it's one of these places that has like an open grill, and they'll like bring the grill to your table and like grill you the meat, like table side. All this like cool stuff is going on and everything like that. Anyway, then it's like dessert time, and they know it's Abby's birthday. So they put the dessert menus on the table, And usually, like when it's someone's birthday at a restaurant, you know how like they'll either like order a dessert and then they'll put a candle in it and bring it out and like sing to you, or they'll bring like a special dessert for the person, and it's like one of those two things. But anyway, they put the dessert menu on the table, then they pull it away like a second later, and all of a sudden they bring out this gigantic bowl, which is what you see in that picture, which was like it was kind of like a giant strawberry shortcake kind of thing, like whipped cream with fruit and like cake and stuff. And we sing happy birthday. Then they start scooping it. They scoop some onto her plate and onto all of us. We all get a bit of this stuff. So we're like, all right, cool, whatever. I guess that's our dessert. Anyway, then we get the bill, and they charge us for 6 portions of this dessert that we didn't order.
No.
Yeah. And this is supposed to be like a friend of ours. And we never asked for this dessert. And then, you know, what's crazy is they charge us $70 for that.
Oh, my God. I would have been livid. I'm like, I don't care where we are. You can go fuck yourself. I'd be so angry.
And the thing is, the menu they put on the table for all their desserts, they were all just 10 euros each. And then this one, somehow they charged us like 12 per person, which isn't even like their normal price scale. So I was pissed off. I was like, what the fuck is this?
So,
and also that like opening mimosa, which he made sound like a welcome drink and he's a friend, which I didn't say, maybe it's not a free drink, but he made it sound a little bit like it might've been a free drink.
I would have thought that.
Charged about $120 for all of those. They were like $20 each.
So, okay. So right now I'm so livid, you know, even when stuff doesn't happen to me, I get so angry about that kind of stuff, as anyone knows that listens to Just Gal in the City and restaurants like that. Did you talk to your friend who hooked you up and say, what the fuck?
Well, this is what happened. So in the moment there, I'm like, I said to Sarah, I was like, I want to say something about this bill. Like, I want to say, hey, we didn't even order dessert. Like, what is this? You know, because the guy probably would be like, oh, I'm so sorry, blah, 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 you know, and like maybe take it off if we said something. And she was like, I don't want to ruffle feathers. It's just, it's not a big deal. It's an expensive dinner anyway. And I don't know what her relationship is with this guy. I don't want to make her ruin their relationship. I was like, let me just say something. It's not awkward. It's a weird thing on a bill. Let me say something. She didn't want me to say something, so I didn't say something. I let it stand, and I felt like a schnook, you know? Because I felt like this is supposed to be a friend.
The end of the story?
No, there's more to the story.
Oh, thank God.
Okay. So anyway, after dessert, we before we got the bill, we Sarah and her mom had gotten like a gift for Abby. So there's like a little gift bag, and it was like a nice little ring that she could wear, and a card and all that kind of stuff. So Abby puts on like a new ring.
Your internet stinks, but go on. Sorry,
okay.
I had to put that in.
Sorry.
Freezing.
So we get Abby this ring for her birthday. So Abby puts on the ring, and she takes the old ring and puts it into the box of the new ring, because she didn't want to wear both of them. They didn't fit well together. I told her, I was like, don't do that. You might forget it. But she was like, I won't forget it. So anyway, she puts the box into the gift bag, which is still on the table. So whatever, we pay our bill begrudgingly. We go to leave. We're talking to the guy who owns it at front. He's showing us some pictures. I'm pretending to be excited by his stupid pictures. He orders us
$30 to look at those pictures.
Yeah, right. So anyway, they order us a taxi, because where we had to park was actually really far. It's like the other side of the lake. We had to take a ferry to get to this place. The taxi shows up. You know, we're 6 people. It shows up. The guy says, look, so you know, like this ride is $150. And again, I'm like, what the fuck? But we're in Lake Como. Things are expensive, and it's a long ride. It is like a 45-minute taxi, and it's a 6-person car. And what am I going to do? Say, no, let me go price match somewhere else.
Well, that makes sense. It's a 45-minute ride. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, but it's still
that's what it would cost here. No, an Uber would cost that.
Maybe. And also, if we had to get 2 regular taxis versus a big 6-person van, it would. So whatever.
They totally had a time.
You know, whatever. We get in the taxi. We start driving for 5 minutes, and then Abby says, "Oh, I forgot the gift bag up at the restaurant, and it had my old ring in it." So
everyone knew that was coming, though. So
we're like, "All right, we got to turn around." So we turn around. We go back to the place. She goes inside, and then she texts us. She says, she comes back out 5 minutes later. She says, "The ring is gone." And we're like, "What the hell is going on here?" So her boyfriend goes in with her. They're there for like 10 minutes. Basically what happened is, they cleared the table. They say that they just threw out the bag into the garbage. They had them look in the garbage. The gift bag is there. The card is there. But the boxes inside are like ripped open, which they weren't. And the ring is missing. And they all refuse that like anyone took this ring. But it's not in the garbage at all. It's not in the bag. So now she's furious. We're pissed off. But like, what can we do about it? They'll let us know if they find it. She thinks they stole it. So the whole night gets ruined because we have this awful bill, and for some reason, this really fancy restaurant seems to have taken her ring.
Yeah.
So we don't like this place. Don't go to this place, Alvalu. in Lake
Is
Como.
that it?
That's the end of the story.
Oh, see, that's a shitty ending. I was hoping there'd
There
be
was no happy ending to it.
No, wait a second. The person that hooked you up with this asshole, what did you say when you saw her the next day? Oh, I got a friend. What did you say to this cunt? Oh, sorry.
What Sarah did, this was her solution to it. They had a group chat on like WhatsApp between her and the restaurant owner and the friend. And so Sarah just wrote into the chat like, "Oh, like thanks for dinner last night. Let us know if you find my sister's ring." But just so that the friend knows something weird happened, but it's not like an exact call out to the guy. That's our way of
Wait, that's it? You keep ending these stories suck. You're not answering my question. You didn't have a conversation with the woman that said, I thought this is your friend. Your friend sucks.
I don't know whenever Sarah sees her next, she'll give her more details on the situation. But for now,
you guys suck. No, Andrew, you can't call the police. This is what I was just talking about. When you're in another country, there's nothing you can do. You're gonna lose. So that's the thing. I was just talking about that with the thing that happened at the Vatican with that guy threw over the statues. I'm like, you're a moron if you do something like that in another country. That's why I'm like, yeah, I'm with you. Like, I'd be furious, but I wouldn't get into it with them because if you're in another country, that's a whole nother thing. If this happened here in America, oh my God, I don't know what I would have done. I don't know what I would have done. I mean, I would if I had gone. First of all, I would have been yelling at my sister for leaving her ring as we all knew she was going to. So right there, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
But that thing with the dessert, they're just taking advantage of tourists. But that was set up by your friend, and that's what makes it so bad. If that didn't happen, we can all say, what are you going to do? They're taking advantage of us. We look like we have money or something.
Was the restaurant full?
It was full. It's a small restaurant, but it was pretty full. And I think the thing is, Sarah's friend is like, she's very wealthy. And so maybe it's the kind of thing where this is the place where people don't care about money. And this is what the restaurant does. But I think
Sarah's friend is an asshole. And I don't like any of Sarah's friends. And I don't think they're cool. And you should question all of her judgment.
Yeah.
The only thing your wife is good for is her love of chicken wings. And really, that's where it ends after this story.
I like how
her incredible artwork.
Everything. Like we told Dave, I told you the other story, which is that Sarah's mom's passport had expired right the day of the trip, and Dave gave it to us straight. He was like, "What an idiot! Who could do this?" He used worse words than that, we were both laughing at it because like we knew that Dave would not pull any punches.
When I get a hold of Sarah's mom, I am gonna let her have it, but good, because. Letting your passport expire, you're just stupid. And it's like when you're going on a trip and you have it planned for a while, the first thing you think of really is, let me make sure my passport is good. And I guess I'm patting myself on the back because during COVID, I was just thinking about my passport for some reason. I'm like, you know what? I feel like my passport's going to expire soon. And it was expiring. And I got it renewed during COVID, not knowing I was going anywhere. Well, thank goodness, because then all of a sudden Jeff Ross calls and said, do you want to go to Ireland with me? And if I hadn't done that, it would have been screwed, because that's the thing about passports. You never know when an impromptu trip is coming. You got to have it ready. And for your mom to do all that, or her mom to do all that stuff and then get to the airport and be like, oh my gosh, I think I forgot my passport. Those are the worst stories because it messes up everyone's existence,
Yeah.
Well,
it can't be expiring 6 months after an international trip.
Yeah, that's right. Like even if it still is active, if it's going to expire in less than 6 months, most countries will not accept that either. They don't want
you got to figure that out. I mean, again, I think with my last passport, I think I only had like one stamp on it. I wasn't ever planning to leave the country again, but you want to keep it renewed because you just never know. It's just like keeping your driver's license not expired. There's nothing more than Alon got lucky. His her mother-in-law somehow found a place in Atlanta, Georgia that did an overnight passport thing. We don't even know if it's a real place.
Yeah.
Well, that's a pretty good story, Alon. What do we got here?
Oh,
that's the story. Oh, I couldn't see the tail. God, Mike, you are good. Oh,
yeah.
My God, Mike, you really are good.
But the gift doesn't have the guy smashing. Oh wait, here he goes.
Yeah,
he's almost ready to do it.
Oh, right, he made them all straight. Oh God, I'd forgotten about that. Oh, that's the kid from the Dick Van Dyke Show. See, Kind of
It's
looks
him.
like that.
Before he got cast in the show, he was a model in the Renaissance.
Oh, Mike, you're so good. Yeah. So, just before, okay, there's two things. I think I have like 10 photos. Mike, you're not in a rush or anything, right?
No, playtime.
I think we have like I made 10 photos just in case Alon's didn't show up, but they did. So I just have like 10 things we can go through. I'm sharing my screen, Mike.
All right.
This, during Sukkot, this is the Western Wall, and just women aren't allowed. We really are horrible people.
They're
As
allowed.
all
They're just they're
dudes.
out of frame. They have a smaller section to the north of this picture.
Yeah, but they also, I know this because Sarah's sister, Susie, the rabbi, tries to infiltrate and keeps getting arrested. But, the thing is, Alon, this is embarrassing why would you want to just be all dudes? Who would want this? Why would you want to be in a crowd of all dudes?
You've never been on a bachelor party? It's always fun, man.
Yeah, bachelor party usually has girls in scantily clothes. This is...
Or a lot of praying, either way.
Yeah, the women are on the other side. It's just, still,
That's
what
funny.
are you doing? I know they're just all gay. And this is a lady who is trying to salvage a Bible that was damaged with Hurricane Ian. And she's like, but I have to save it. It's from the 1950s. But I keep saying, I don't think they've changed it. You could probably buy another one. I think you're good.
That's funny.
But it looks like the cover of the TV Guide. That's why I got back here.
You read the guide?
Do you realize you could have watched 4 Lucy's? I don't understand. Maybe I don't know what migrants are. Aren't they people that come from other countries? Or do I have that wrong?
What's going on here?
Well, it's migrants and a beach in France. They're trying to cross the English Channel. But I don't understand that, because what are they trying to cross, to break a record in a floating raft, or are they trying to escape France?
They're trying to escape France. They probably have more relaxed rules for them in England.
Yeah.
But is France in a bad way? What are they pulling, a World War II shit again or something that I don't know about?
No one wants these guys. They keep going from country to country, and then everyone's
So that is migrants. That's why I got confused. Migrants are the people that are coming over and they're shipping to, New York City, and those are migrants, right?
Yeah, but so are these guys. They're from Syria or from North Africa.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I couldn't figure out. Why are they floating on a raft
Algeria.
in France? Why don't you just take the train?
Yeah, they take the channel.
They're not going to make it through the English Channel in that raft. Not all those guys. There's
But if half of them make it, it's worth it.
The what?
But if half of them make it, it's worth it. What is that made out of?
I just said that because I don't think she's watching anymore, so it's okay.
I thought they were holding a big pipe. I didn't even realize it was a boat.
It's a raft. It's like a rubber raft, and this is them after it exploded.
Oh, sorry, I blew your joke.
Oh, sorry. No, this is actually, it's funny. It's a swimming portion of the Ironman World Champs in Hawaii. Who's the guy that lives in Hawaii? He's in numbers. That's why I can't remember.
And if you can't swim, you get to just use a surfboard.
No, that's the weird part. I don't understand with the surfboard, because my sister was doing the triathlon with my niece the other day, but they wouldn't do the swimming part because their friend told me it just gets too chaotic. You keep getting hit by other people. There's too many people in that water.
Yeah, I think I would drown. Like when Kramer is swimming in the East River.
And this was the UN, where the voting result that the Russian annexation is illegal, which is good. But it passed pretty big. Like, it seems like, did you really need to vote on that? Yeah, the swimming is the hardest part, of course, but it's also hard because there's so many people in the pool, Anonymous.
I heard that the waiting is the hardest part.
What? Oh, that's right. A little Tom Petty action. Yeah, you get kicked in the head. Look how happy this guy. Look at these phonies, the Kim Jong-un. They're all yeah, this is going to be great. I think they're celebrating like an anniversary or something. And these guys know they're going to get shot.
Party.
Yeah. Can you imagine? This guy's such an asshole. Who? Kim Jong who? Thank you.
Oh, that was his grandfather.
You heard about this, Alon?
No, what happened?
It's embarrassing for the Mets. The Mets were so embarrassed when they lost 6-0 in that last playoff game. They said this guy, Joe Musgrove, was using a substance. So they were checking behind his ear. Look how angry he is.
Those are big
They-
ears. You
they
could hide
found
a lot of
nothing.
stuff there.
I'm sorry, I can't see when you're talking because you keep freezing. So
I was saying that those are gigantic ears, so he could really hide a lot of stuff.
yeah, but they found nothing, and it was embarrassing that they even asked. They were just angry that they were losing. And these are everybody's favorite pictures, the Supreme Court justices, but that's the new one. Katani Brown Jackson. Is that how you pronounce her name? Katani? She's
I
cool.
call her KBJ.
This guy's the greatest, right? I don't know who that is. I find this woman, Amy, to be completely attractive. She's badass. How can he still be working? I don't know who that is. I don't really know any of these other people, but
wait, the guy sitting second from the right looks like fat Tom Hanks.
This guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. I love when they take those pictures, though. And they've taken a lot of them recently. That's how I knew Clarence Brown was still working there. I mean, that guy's been there since the 80s, you know.
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas. What did I say?
Clarence Brown.
Who's Clarence Brown?
I don't know.
Oh.
The guy from the Bruce Springsteen band.
Oh, that's Clarence Clemens.
Yeah.
Clarence Brown. I guess that's racist. And these are right from Comic-Con.
Wow.
The Maitlands from Beetlejuice in the subway. And I say, in this day and age, don't wear your costumes on the subway. It's just,
Yeah.
I went as Adam Maitland for Halloween last year.
You did?
But not with not in that kind of scene. I just went as him normal.
I don't understand.
Like the same clothing, like Alec Baldwin in the movie.
Yeah. No, I got you. So you just wore glasses and that flannel shirt.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I had a flannel shirt like that too. In fact, I do have a picture of it. We get it anonymous. The Yankees are going to win. We knew that as soon as it was 5-1 in the 6th or 5th. We knew they were going to win. My theory was whoever's up by the second inning, it's over. Like that's the way like the Red Sox did that time when they came back from 3-0. They were like that last game, they were like up early. It's never, I think we all knew one of the teams was just going to be a no-brainer for one of them. And it was probably going to be the Yankees because of what happened yesterday. Messed up the visiting team, especially with their hotel rooms and everything. I think they had it.
You're trying so hard to jinx the Yankees now.
No, I'm not.
In the top of the ninth.
They're jinxed anyway. It doesn't matter.
We'll see.
Well, you really don't think they're going to win? I'm not worried that
things happen. When someone says good game before a game is over, that's when something weird happens.
The Yankees never blow it. I mean, except for the first game of that series, or the second game rather. But
the third game is when they blew.
Oh, the third game. Sorry, but that's pretty rare, especially back from 5-1. Somebody's got to. Anyway, like I said, I think Cleveland has had it. They'll be back. So that is pretty much the show. But we could do the picks. I fucked up today. I forgot to send it to myself from work, but I have a makeshift one that I made so we could do it because I don't know whether we'll be doing it next week with Dino. So I definitely want to do it today, and it's been going really well. Mike, can you show? Yeah, last week I kicked ass last week. Alon won the football pool, Mike, or he came in second.
I lost in a tie break. It was heartbreaking.
My niece came in first, Alon.
That's who I lost to?
Yeah.
No way.
And we're so glad because she's been, trying to win for years. So it was nice of her to win. So I kicked ass in 10-4, and now I'm almost even. Nick did really well. Mike, you didn't do too great in the, usually the chat room does really good. You didn't do very well this week. I was positive about the Falcons. I thought that was a no-brainer. Also, the ones I was about, the Jets was an easy one. The Jaguars, I can't believe I lost in the last second on that one. I'm really upset about that. The Vikings seemed obvious since the Dolphins don't have a quarterback. Marcy, I was happy about your Bengals. That was up and down. The Giants seemed like a no-brainer plus the 5. The Steelers was a no-brainer plus 7.5. The Rams was a tough one taking the 10.5, but the Panthers stink that much. The Seahawks, Cardinals, well, I don't know what the hell is up with that. The Bills just won in the last moment. And I was surprised the Cowboys didn't play better. And the Chargers last night, I couldn't even believe. I don't know what's going on with that. So why don't we see Dory, Anonymous, the one that's running the marathon. So let me see if I can share this. I haven't done it this way ever. Oh, I don't have my I have to go back and get it. Let's see if this will work. Because I mean, I put so much time into it and then I forgot to mail it to myself today. Mike, I am sharing now. Can everybody see it?
I can see.
Oh, okay. So, this is I'll put it a little bigger until we all right. I mean, so it's just in Word today. It's not the flourish that it usually has, but at least it's something we can do to keep our record straight if everybody's into it. We always do it after 7, so you're allowed to leave if you're not interested, but let's face it, Alon and I love doing this, and Mike likes doing it too, I think a little. But let's make the picks for week 7. 7 in the league where they play for pay. Thursday night is another shit matchup. They're playing in the desert. The Cardinals really stink. I'm going to pick the Saints. This is the way I'm doing it today. I'm just going to delete. That's the way we'll do it today. No flourish. Mike, what do you think?
I'm going to go with the Saints as well.
You have to, right? And I would never bet against the Cardinals in the desert, but they stink. I see the chat room going for the Saints, so I'll pick that already. Alon?
I'll do the same. I'm going for the Saints here.
How can you pick the Cardinals? They gave that guy so much money, Kyler Murray, and he stinks. He's blowing it. Oh, sorry, Anonymous. Oh, right. Angela's not here today. But everybody else is picking the Saints. Here's the Giants, the Jaguars. Okay. Why are the Jaguars favored by 3? I am picking the Jaguars because something is up there. Something is wrong. Somebody knows something, right, Alon? I mean,
it's disrespect for the Giants. That's all it is. No one's believing that they're as good as they are.
It's really weird. What are you going to pick, Alon?
I'm picking the Giants, and I'm making that my lock of the week.
I missed those locks of the week. Mike, what do you think?
I'm saying with Giants too.
Well, I would say the Giants, but it's weird that the Jaguars are favored, man. I'm telling you. Marcy's picking the Giants. Anonymous picking the Giants. You guys pick the Giants. I know Aunt Judy picking the Jags, but I see 2 Giants against the Jags. That line is messed up. And what I've known, it's one of those games. The Jaguars are going to win 40-0. It's like it's one of those weird games where how did somebody know something was up? We'll see. Oh my God, what do you do here? Green Bay is not working. Carson Wentz is out. So they have that, what's his name? Tyler Terry, the guy who almost went to the Super Bowl with Washington. He almost beat the Bucs that year. I think he's itching to play. I'm going to go with the stupid, Carson Wentz stinks. I'm going to go with the Commandos. That's what I prefer to call them. Mike, what do you think?
Commanders, yeah.
Alon?
I think Green Bay is going to have a wake up after that Jets game, so I'll go with Green Bay.
I thought that too, but I don't think so. I thought they would have had a wake up after they lost to the Giants in London, I see Green Bay, Marcy. I see Green Bay Anonymous. So you guys will pick Green Bay. Mike, I'm going to go with Alana second because it seems logical to use the guest. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mean to be disrespectful. Boy, the Cowboys really shit the bed, but the Eagles are really good. And so wait, is Dak Prescott coming back? Because if Dak Prescott's coming back, I would pick the Lions. I don't trust him. I like that Cooper Rush. He's been playing really well until he came against an undefeated team. Alon, why don't you go first in this one?
All right. I mean, I hate picking the Cowboys.
I know you're a big Giants fan.
I'm a big homer like that, but I think the Lions stink. So I'm gonna go with the Cowboys here.
Mike, what do you think?
I think Cowboys just because the Lions aren't that great.
Yeah. I see Aunt Judy picking the Lions, but I saw 2 Cowboys for the chat room.
3
right?
Cowboys.
So I got to go Cowboys. Right? You don't want to pick the Lions and look like a jerk off Yeah, all right. I'll go with the Cowboys in this one. I think the Lions had a bye week too. That's the Thanksgiving matchup, Lions and the Cowboys. I mean,
Oh my.
they never get to play each other. Oh, Marcy. I'm picking the Falcons. I feel bad, but I'm only taking the points. Falcons have been playing great, and the Bengals have been playing okay. So I'm just taking the points. Alon.
Yeah, same thing. Taking the points here. I just think a 6-point, Bengals in favor is. I can't speak right now, but I think that's too much. It'll be a close game.
Yeah, Mike, what do you think?
I agree with that. I'm gonna go with Falcons.
Now we know the Bengals are due for a big. Yeah, we'll all pick the Bengals for Marcy. We know the Bengals are due for a breakout game at some point, but it hasn't happened yet. And I don't think it'll happen against the Falcons. I think it would happen against somebody like the Lions or the Panthers. Here's the Browns and the Ravens. And the Browns are a very confusing team. They stink, and I love betting against them. Oh, wait, I have them +6. That has to be -6. I must have that wrong. The Ravens they can't be +6. That doesn't make any sense, right?
The Giants were practically +6 at home last week.
Yeah, so I must have had that wrong. That's got to be a minus. The Ravens must be favored that much. Are they angry? But they haven't been beating any. You know what? I got to take Cleveland here. I have to. Just the points. Alon, what do you think?
I'm going to take the Ravens here.
Yeah, it seems like again, it's like the Bengals. They're just not beating it. They're up, and then for some reason the teams come back. Mike, what do you think?
I've been picking the Browns lately. I'll stay with the Browns. Will be different.
And I'm going to pick the Ravens. The chat room is picking the Ravens, which is probably the right move. And here you go again. Now here's the Bucks and the Panthers. The Bucks haven't been blowing anybody out. They're kind of due, and the Panthers really do stink. But the Bucks, there's something wrong with the Bucks. I don't want to. Alon, you have to go first again. I can't figure it out.
I don't like 10.5 points. That's too much. So I'm going to go with the Panthers.
It's just hard to pick the Panthers. Mike, what do you think?
Oh, it is hard to pick the Panthers, even if it's
Right?
10.5. I'm gonna stay with the Bucks. Might as well.
All right, I'm going to pick the Panthers, and we're picking the Bucks for Cammy. That's very nice of you, Anonymous. And then, oh boy, the Colts are. I'm going to go with Tennessee, and I got no problem. The Colts got lucky last week. They're not very good, so I don't have a problem with this. Alon?
I'm going to take Tennessee, and that is my shoe-in of the week.
I missed those. Mike, what do you think?
Tennessee, yeah.
Yeah. I'll wait for the chat room. We'll move on until they make their picks. This is the insult. I see Aunt Judy. The insult of having the let's see, now I see Tennessee and Colts.
Tennessee's beating Colts.
Well, I see both, right?
Yeah, 2 Tennessees, 1 Colts.
Oh, 2 Tennessee. Okay, so the insult of having the Broncos favored against the Jets. I guess it could be a letdown game, but so I think Russell Wilson is out. So the question is, are they better? But their coach thinks I'm totally taking the Jets, and I'm way into it. Alon, what do you think?
Yeah, gotta ride the wave. Go Jets.
Yeah, this is a total winnable game for the Jets. It's very exciting, until they got to play 2 with the Patriots and the Buffalo. So they got to win this game because they're going to lose to Buffalo for sure. Mike, what do you think?
I'll stay with Jets, yeah.
Oh, sure. You're all on the bandwagon now, you mother. Oh, Aunt Judy says no Jets, but everybody else picked the Jets. So, okay, Houston and the Raiders. And the Raiders are favored by 7, and they shouldn't be favored by 7 over anybody, but I can't remember whether Houston keeps it close or whether they really do suck. You know what? I'm going to take the Raiders. Alon?
I'm also going to go with the Raiders.
Yeah. They're due for a blowout game. Mike, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Texans.
Yeah, it's probably the right move, especially you being in Texas. And I see Raiders all around in the chat. So sorry, it keeps going up and down. This is a really tough one because Kansas City obviously got beat in a big game. Your boy, Jimmy Garoppolo, is not. He's off and on. I feel like Kansas City wants to beat up on San Francisco, but I feel like San Francisco at home is pretty good. But you don't want to bet against Kansas City? I'm going to take Kansas City. The whole time I was thinking I was going to take San Francisco, but I just can't do it. Can't pull the trigger on that one. It's only 3 points. Alon, what do you think?
This is tough. This is the battle of teams with 2 letters in their logo. So it is exciting. I'm going to go with Kansas City.
Mike?
I'm going to stay with San Francisco.
Yeah, somebody has to. I see Anonymous keep using that Janine Garofalo line. That's pretty funny. KC is going with KC. I see KC going once, going twice.
Oh, they're going Niners, actually.
Damn it.
The other 2 had
hit undo.
Well, today I can. Usually in the PowerPoint I can't. Oh boy. I was all in on the I don't know what's happening with the you know what? This is an easy one, I guess. Seahawks for the points, just for the points. The Chargers, something's wrong. Or maybe he's still Justin Herbert is still messed up. Alon, what do you think?
I'm going to go the other way here. I'm just going to take the Chargers. I don't have a good feeling about either team.
Yeah. Mike?
I'll go Seahawks. They're going Chargers.
Yeah, they're going Chargers. I see that. And right, this is a crappy Sunday night game. I'm surprised they didn't flex this out. But I guess the question is, if you look up with what, they're all not great games. Not like last week. And last week, I guarantee CBS wasn't going to move, Kansas City, Buffalo. So, what do you put there instead? I'm going to say, you know what? This is this is the best bet of the week. Steelers +7. Why is Miami favored by anybody? Like that many, Alon, what do you think?
Yeah, seems confusing to me too. I'm going to go with the Steelers.
Yeah, Mike?
Is their guy still hurt with Miami?
Maybe he's coming back.
I thought that was going to happen last week. I don't think it did, but that's why I picked Miami.
Yeah.
I'll pick Miami again. Why not?
Yeah, if he's coming back, that would explain the -7. I don't know. I don't have the information. That makes a difference, I guess. What do they say? I see a split, Mike.
They're going Miami.
They're going Miami. And finally, Monday Night Football. Oh, God. Patriots. The Bears suck. If this was in Chicago, I might think different. I know it's 8 points, but I don't give a shit. Alon, what do you think?
I'm going to go with the Bears. I feel like it's another one of these nationally televised games that's going to be low scoring and close.
I don't know. The Bears are just awful. They've been on national TV too much. Mike?
Oh, Patriots.
And I see Bears, right? In the chat?
Yeah, only person who's done anything so far is Bears.
All right, well. All right. There it is. I see Pats too. Well, it's too late. All right.
Yeah, overall, they were good.
We made our picks for week 7 in the league where they play for pay. Well, that is our show for today. This is the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show, and you can actually see Alon Altman performing at the Comedy Cellar this Friday night if you happen to be in New York City in the West Village. Come see him or go to the club in Las Vegas to see our friend Mark Coco Cohen and see what that's all about. Otherwise, next week, we will be joined finally, hopefully, live in studio, right, Mike?
Yep.
Live in studio with Dino Stamatopoulos, and the plan, as you know, is to watch together the Paul Lynde Halloween special from 1970, whatever it is. That special includes the both Witchy Poo and the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm talking about, I think it's Billy Hayes and Margaret Hamilton and Florence Henderson and the band Kiss. So it should be quite the eclectic time. Anonymous says, thank you. Thank you. Anonymous Marcy says, thanks for sharing your pictures, Alon.
You're welcome.
That's very nice. And somebody also is saying, get a different internet provider. Oh, good for you.
How dare you?
I made that one up
I
myself.
don't see that in the chat. What's
I
going
mean,
on?
we've had people on a phone in their car that had better reception than you do.
Even the Bears have better reception than I do.
Are we dressing up next? That's a good question. That's a good question, Anonymous. I don't know. I mean, I'll be coming from work, but there's no reason I couldn't dress up. But what would I wear? Well, we'll figure it out next week. Also, on Billy Joel A to Z, Alon and I are bringing out everybody's favorite song, The Night Is Still Young. Come to think of it, so are you. Anyway, yes, The Night Is...
That came out today.
Yes, it came out today. That's this week on Billy Joel A to Z. The Night Is Still Young. Next week, I believe, is The River of Dreams.
Wow. How about that?
The Night Is Still Young off the Greatest Hits album. And that's Billy Joel A to Z. So that is the story. Are you performing anywhere else we need to know about, Alon?
Yeah, on November 17th here in New York City, I will be headlining at the Ned.
What?
It's one of those. It's like a Soho House offshoot.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds great. And everybody in the chat room, thank you so much for joining us on our extended shows these days. And I guess that's about it. We'll see everybody. Have a great week. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody next week for Halloween. Alon, thank you so much for joining us today and taking the time out of your busy schedule to join us.
Sure. Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, chat room. Thanks, Comedy Cellar.
Okay. Bye, everybody.